Okay, Pantera fans, now that we've glued the radial in and it's been sitting for about an hour, I'll show you what sort of play we have. What wobble you're seeing there is the tolerances that are built into the actual radial bearing itself. So we're just preloading it side to side. So that bearing's down there wobbling around. We'll show you the other side, which hasn't been glued yet. We'll do that here next. So, not glued in place. Glued in place. Show you the technique for doing the rest of the head here. So one of the things that strongly suggested when you get your head pre-built is you come in and pull your dampers out and put a little bit of grease in here. This particular head was locked up tighter than a drum. You kind of want your dampers and your spindle shaft to be able to move around in there and squish out and absorb the vibrations. If they're rigid, then kind of defeats the purpose. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and take out the factory dampers and put in the hard ones. Even though this helicopter is being built for buddy boxing, I'll still be flying it on occasion, so I might as well go ahead and tailor it to my needs. Reality is Pantera is pretty stable even with hard dampers. You just turn down your in points and put a little expo in the controls and she'll be nice and docile still. Alright, ready for the next trick here. Our dampers are in place, we've greased them, and our spindles in there sitting nice. Put a spacer on either side. Go ahead and take our radial, press that on there on either side. Now I'm going to come in, I'm going to do two things here. Number one, I'm going to go ahead and put some thick CA around here, so all I have to do is take my grip and slip it on. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to preload a little extra grease in here for the thrust bearing. So, you know, the centrifugal force is going to cause the grease to flow outwards through the bearings. So what I found is a small trick, is I've pulled mine out after a few long-term flying sessions where I haven't put very much preventive service on thrust bearings, and I found them to be dry. So what I've been doing here of late is pack a little extra grease. So they're assembled like this right now. Watch the technique. Okay, I've got my extra grease. I've got my CA on both sides. So take my assembled grip. Of course, there's often one thing that happens here. If you look in here, not so easy for you to see, but I can easily see that my spacer is out of alignment. So I'm just going to take a screwdriver, spin it around. Ta-da! Other side, we'll go ahead and check it. Spacer looks good. Alright, now before that CA kicks, I'm going to go ahead and load in my